Hey Aquarius, welcome to April 2018. How was your March? I was watching a couple of my Aquarius friends, like from a distance, just observing to see how they were doing. Some of them are doing really well and other ones are definitely struggling. So I think that last month's message of how you react to a certain situation, will define where you go from there, was definitely on point so far. I mean, this is the middle of March that I'm recording these. I'm trying to get these done before Mercury retrograde begins, because during that time it's a little bit more difficult for me to do readings. And with that being said, I am not doing private readings during Mercury retrograde, which is the 22nd of March through April 15th. And I'm actually going to extend that past to the end of April, just because we are in the process of moving to North Carolina. Okay, so just like last month, I'm just going to get straight into it. I shuffled the cards before, I shuffled and dealt them out before I started recording, just because I'm trying to save time. I'm not doing any fancy editing or anything like that, just because this whole moving process is taking up a lot of time. So, okay, let's get right into it. I'm going to angle down the camera like always. Well, not like always, like since last month. Okay, so these are your cards, and I'm actually going to rotate them around to face you, so you can see how they were laid out for me. These two jumped out and fell on the floor, and they came out together. So here we go. So Aquarius, last month was definitely a little shake up in your life, and your reaction was determining how the rest of the month was going to go for you. So here we have, well, actually, let me say what all these cards actually are before I get into it. So we have the Queen of Pentacles, the Three of Cups, the Nine of Pentacles in reverse, and the Four of Swords in reverse, as well as the Two of Swords upright. So the Queen of Pentacles, when I see this, okay, so this is what I heard when I saw this card. Your presence creates presence. Almost like a play on words. Like, the more present you are in your life, the more you will see the opportunities and gifts that are coming your way. So I kind of feel like this is saying the beginning of April, you are coming to terms with your circumstances. You are present in the moment, or you need to be present in the moment to really understand the reality of your situation. So it's like dealing with reality, coming back to reality, and being in the moment and seeing who you are right now and where your life is leading you, basically. The more present and the more aware you become of who you are now, as opposed to who you used to be or who you think you want to be in the future. Like, stop focusing on the past and the present, and past and the future, and become more focused on the now, where you are in this moment, the easier everything is going to become. When you focus on the past, you create resistance to your future. When you focus on completely in your future, that anxiety about wanting things to be a certain way creates resistance and prevents what is supposed to be from entering your life. And usually what is supposed to be is more beneficial than what you believe is best for yourself. So with knowing that, being focused on the past and being focused on the present both creates resistance or blocks on the future. I'm sorry. Being focused on the past or being focused on the future creates resistance or blocks. Then we need to understand that when we stay in the moment and focus on where we are and who we are right now, what is right in front of us, those blocks fade away. They crumble down. And they allow the flow to come back into your life. And the universe will be able to work more efficiently with you. And those opportunities that you've been so desperate to come into your life, now that you've let go of the control and are just focusing on the now, they will just come in so easily. And you'll be like, seriously? Like right when I let go, this is when they start coming in. So presence creates presence for you. That's the vibe that I get from this card. And then we have the Three of Cups, and everyone is partying and having a great time. And I feel like this vibe is coming back into your life. You know, the stress of where you were and where you want to be is let go and released, and you're coming back into the moment, and your friends start to come back into the picture and help to, you know, lift you up. Because when you are in that, you know, depression or anxiety vibe of, you know, regret or, you know, desperation for the future, regret for the past or desperation for the future, that like distances yourself from other people, because, you know, your friends and everything, they're here in the now, they're here right now, you know, waiting for you. So those blocks have gone away, and they've brought your friends back into your life. Maybe tangible gifts are coming back into your life. Maybe the money starts flowing again. If you were noticing like a dam in that area, it's going to start flooding back in. Your friends are coming back in. The happiness is coming back in. The relief is coming back in. The joy and excitement for life again is coming back in. So this is a very positive time, the beginning of April. This desire to embrace the now helps you enjoy your life again. But then something happens towards, you know, the middle end of the month, where it's like you start to slip. Okay, sorry about that. I ran out of space on my phone, so here we go. So now we have the Nine of Pentacles in the middle of the month, middle towards the end of the month. And this is interesting, it's in reverse, which like upright it kind of looks like they're being present and relaxing and researching and enjoying the fruits of their labor, all of that. Here it's like in reverse, I see it as the extremes of feeling like I am not where I want to be in life, feeling like I need to be completely focused on my finances, and an anxiety about the future, and not being where I believe I should be, you know, financially or physically, just, you know, being anxious about the future. So it's, when I saw this card come out, I saw it as you're going backwards. So like you started out this month in a really good place, which is interesting because we are still in Mercury retrograde here. And then like April 15th, Mercury retrograde ends, and then and then all of a sudden you're back to, you know, the anxiety feels, or the feeling like I need to rush ahead towards something, or, you know, not being present, like back to my old ways, being very focused on my future and not about my present moment, you know what I mean? So it's interesting, like I explained this also to Gemini. It's like the shift, sorry, there's like people standing outside of my house. What's going on? Okay, sorry. So the shift from Mercury retrograde, like, let me just, hi. Okay. So, for me, as a Gemini ruled by Mercury, when Mercury retrograde comes around, there's like this jolting energy of like trying to get used to the energy of Mercury retrograde, where like it's like, you know, trying to adjust to this new vibration kind of energy. And then when Mercury goes direct again, it's like you're kind of jolted, trying to adjust to the new energy again, like working your way out of that vibe. So I kind of feel like that is what's going on here, is creating this anxiousness, this feeling that we need to start moving faster again, because we are in the sign of Aries still until the 21st of April, and then it shifts into Taurus. So it's like this weird time of just not knowing, you know, what's to come. There's an anxiousness. I just feel like there's an anxiousness about wanting to push forward towards the future again, for the purpose of getting myself closer to the reality that I want for myself, tangibly, you know, something that I can see in front of me. This isn't like spiritually speaking, this isn't like mentally speaking, this is like, I want more for myself in my life. So I feel like I need to be completely focused on my finances and completely focused on my work again, and like kind of, you know, set aside this feeling of ease and presence and joy, because it's not moving fast enough for me, which is interesting. Why does it have to move faster for you? Where are you trying to get to so quickly in life? So then we have these two cards that come out together. And I'm just going to zoom in to the table again. So we have these two cards coming up, and this Four of Swords suggests burnout. You're pushing too hard to the point. I feel like, yeah, so there's a potential for burning yourself out because you're not really sure exactly where you're going. And you're just kind of throwing your energy around to see where fate takes you. So the Two of Swords upright is usually of somebody who is kneeling on the ground with a blindfold over their eyes, and they're holding these two swords like an X at their throat. I believe so. I believe it's at their throat. Suggesting indecision. Like there's a choice that has to be made. Swords are about the mind and you know, expression and things like that. There's a choice that you have to decide on which way to go. And here it's like, I'm just gonna throw these at the wall and see which one sticks, and whichever one hits the bullseye is the one I'm going to go with. It's like flipping a coin, you know, like maybe that's something that you might want to consider doing. I mean, when you flip a coin in the air, heads, I'm going to do this, tails, I'm going to do that, you already know which way you want to go once that coin is spinning in the air, you know, so then your choice is made. Or you can just ignore that and let the penny decide for you, or whatever coin you use. Basically, this is just saying, like, you know, throwing your energy around and seeing, you know, what sticks is going to result in burnout because you don't know where you're going. And then what if you decide to go this way that fate has, you know, decided for you instead of you deciding for yourself? What if you start heading down this path and it leads nowhere? You know what I mean? It's like, or you're completely unhappy with where it's taking you. Like, it's not completely thought through, and then you're just throwing all this time and energy into this situation, and you're ending up here, totally exhausted, totally burnt out. Your brain is fried. I mean, this swords is a mental here. You know, I'm fried, and like I've been running in this like hamster cage, almost like the little wheel thingy that they can run in, you know, faster and faster and faster, and yet I'm still in the same place. You know, I'm still stuck. So my suggestion to you would be to stay in this vibe the entire month. Just enjoy where you are. Stop trying to push forward. I know that fiery energy, you know, when air and fire get together, they want things now. It's a very motivating, very like, let's keep going kind of energy, you know. Air fuels the flame, you know, gets it, you know, building up higher and higher, you know what I mean? So, but, you know, too much, you can either blow out that fire and exhaust it, or you can spread it out everywhere and not have a focus at all. You like no direct focus. You're just kind of throwing your energy everywhere, blah, you know, until it eventually burns out. So, you know, or destroys everything in its path also. So basically, you know, this is not a month for making drastic decisions. This is not a month for trying to push ahead, because it doesn't seem like you have made a clear decision about where it is you need to go next. And that is fine. Just enjoy where you are right now. Just be present. Be present. This is a month of meditation. Whether you actively like get yourself to meditate, or whether you just sit on the couch in silence for 5 minutes, you know, and just listen to the sounds that are happening around you, or go out into nature. That would be even better. Just go out into nature, go lean up against a tree, sit in silence and just listen to nature. Listen to the leaves, you know, doing their little trestling sound, or whatever the word is. I just made that word up. Or, you know, birds chirping, or the wind just blowing, or, you know, kids playing. Just be present. And the joy will come in, and the energy will start flowing, and you'll know where to go from there. But don't make any drastic changes or decisions just yet. Just be where you are right now. Okay, Aquarius? Don't push ahead, just be in the moment. I hope that you enjoyed this. I don't know if you noticed, but I had a lot of different distractions going on, and yet I kept coming back to this moment with you. So I think that's also a message for you, to not let anything distract you from being in the present moment. That's what it's all about, like staying in the moment, you know, not getting anxious about things that don't concern you. Okay? So that's another message for you. I hope that you enjoyed this. You can go to my website, thecreativegypsy.net. If you'd like some more information. I won't be able to do any private readings until the beginning of May. And you can also follow me on Instagram at thecreativegypsy and follow my travels. And, you know, yeah, that's pretty much it. Name's going to change soon. I'm not exactly sure to what, but I will keep you all up to date on that. I hope you have a wonderful April, and I will see you in May. Take care.